All right, and go.
Ladies, gentlemen, believers, golden cards, and everyone who's against the Savage Traders. This is your favorite night of the week. This is Strong Sheet, where we're going to bring you the most important news, updates, wrestling results, New Japan discussion, taking your questions and giving you the answers that you seek, that Rosemary herself could only answer for you. This is Strong Sheet. I am your host, the ruler of all hosts, Donovan Cartwright, joined alongside by the only host you need to get your New Japan news from, the Golden Ace, and also the only man you need to listen to because he has a good shoulder, a good head on his shoulders because he has no neck. He is Anthony Pierce with a pain in his neck that doesn't exist. How y'all doing today?
I'm doing good. My neck hurts.
That's surprising considering you do not have one of those.
Exactly.
I am in pain. I don't know if it's from carrying the potential Savage Traders or if it's from my life period. So we will see.
Gold Call Midas says you're in pain because you're one of the greatest warriors of all time, and you still train day in, day out for this nation and great country. Thank you.
Thank you. Prayer hands. Thank you.
I like that. Thank you. America, yeah. America. George Bush. Yeah, America. Savage Army Man says he appreciates what you do for this country. Thank you. Sorry to hear you're in pain after training for 72 hours of nonstop militarized endorsement.
Yeah, it was 3 days. I did Friday, Saturday, and today. I played football today. Here's how my weekend went. So Friday was kind of calm. Saturday, I tried to run 3 miles, but when you don't train properly, you get hurt. And when you don't wear proper footwear, you get hurt. So it's like it kind of caught fucking pain in my knee, in my leg, in my shins, and my calves. And so it went away yesterday, but it kicked back in this morning when I got there playing football. When you know how it is when you play football, it's a constant running, sprint, slow down and sprint. So that kind of came into factor. And now it's spread from my legs to my quads. And now it's like in basically all my legs, and it's in my lower back too. So that's fun. Like it hurts to stand up, or it doesn't like pain me, but it does. You can see the visible pain on my face. I try to stand up, but I am here, and there's no way I was going to miss this.
And as always, we're going to start off at the news desk with our executive news anchor, Anthony Pierce. What you got?
It's all right.
But I know where you got that from.
Well, let's start off with something that a lot of people may know, but they may not know. A good friend of mine, Chris Dillard, was doing his show, #His Life, and out of the blue, Stevie Ray was commenting on his video, and I didn't think with him. But lo and behold, it was indeed Mr. Stevie Ray, and he was able to get on the live and actually talk and answer some fans' questions. As you all know, Booker T and Stevie Ray will be entering the WWE Hall of Fame as Harlem Heat, and Mr. Clown Dave Meltzer had something to say about that. He pretty much said that.
Somebody said, don't forget, they're entering this Harlem Heat, a.k.a. Ebony Express.
Harlem Heat.
We all want to forget Ebony Express ever happened.
He claimed Harlem Heat more than he claimed Ebony Express. But he pretty much said that Stevie Ray did not deserve to do this in the Hall of Fame. Stevie Ray replied on Twitter before we even got to see him on the live. He said that, remember, that I was inducted by my peers. And I have a lot of respect in this business. And so on Chris's podcast, he came up and said that I see everybody in here talking about Dave Meltzer. And once the Hall of Fame induction ceremony is finished, he will be getting on his podcast and eating Dave Meltzer like a bowl of collard greens. That was a direct quotation. Eating Dave Meltzer like a bowl of collard greens. He said that exactly.
Yeah, I love to hear it.
You love to hear that, and I cannot wait for that.
We're going to play that clip on the show. We're going to play that segment on the show, I promise you. I think Anthony will probably get it for anybody. We will play that.
What segment?
When he, after his Hall of Fame induction, Stevie Ray's comments about Dave Meltzer. We're going to play that on the show. That's newsworthy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I cannot wait.
That'll probably be a strong sheet segment. That'll be news. We'll let Stevie Ray do the talking.
Oh, definitely. So, definitely big shout out to Stevie Ray. Big up to my boy Chris, dog. That was a huge moment. And as crazy as it sounds, I was, like, geeking for it.
Wow.
You've been the most silent about this, too, ironically.
Me?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm a quiet individual. What I want to be.
All you say is, I'm definitely talking about that on Sunday. That's all you ever say about anything.
Because if I say everything I want to say now, if I had said everything I wanted to say then, I would be tired of my own. I'd be tired of me saying it myself. It's like, I have to say this on Sunday night. So why would I go out and just constantly say it all over again? Like, I'll go on a show every now and then. I'll go on a Beast Mode show every now and then. And I'll talk when I need to talk, but I don't give them everything because I know that I got to say it again on Sunday. And I hate sounding like a broken record.
Yeah, you're Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Hey. I'm a Vegeta person. Watch it.
Hey, you know what? Frieza put that hole in him and says, finally, he shuts up on and on like a broken record. Quoting the great Linda Young, the original voice actress for Frieza. You love it. You love every moment of it. They got this reptilian sounding dude trying to do the Frieza voice, and the original Linda Young from Funimation was like, that's the one I grew up with. I acknowledge her as Frieza.
So how do y'all feel about Stevie Ray and Booker T's induction?
First of all, the fact that Booker T is even this whole thing is kind of historic anyway, because as far as I know, I don't think there are any, like, I know there's not enough African Americans in there to begin with, but the fact that there are, one of them is a two-time Hall of Famer in Booker T. It doesn't get any better than that.
My question isn't Triple. How many times is Triple H in there now?
He's gonna get. What was the other one? He's in there with.
It's only three: Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, and now Booker T. Those are the only three two-time Hall of Famers.
Yep, Rick for himself and the Horseman, Shawn for DX and
himself.
Yeah, and then Booker T is in there by himself, and then Harlem Heat. I don't think anybody else. Well,
that's it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the Nasty Boys and the Steiner Brothers to go in.
To be fair, I think the next people are probably going to do it are Randy, Batista, and Triple H for themselves in Evolution. Let's be real. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
That is going to happen. So,
Yeah,
and then maybe the New Day. Maybe.
I don't know. I think the only one that might have the biggest shot of going in as a single act is Kofi. No shade to Biggie or Xavier, because I'm a huge fan of both. I mean, I've been a fan of Xavier Woods since he was Conquest 3. But in the WWE as a single competitor, Xavier Woods has done absolutely nothing as a single competitor. Big E, he's done something, but never anything worth saying, okay, him as a single act is a Hall of Fame character.
But still, so.
Every fan that is a fan of both.
But Kofi, on the other hand, every year his Royal Rumble spots are part of the show.
It's still the show, and then not to take away from the fact that Kofi Kingston has won how many titles?
You former U.S.
5-pound champions with New Day. He won the title with Evan Bourne. Won the title with CM Punk. And won it with somebody else.
I can't think.
R-Truth.
Yeah. Then he's a former U.S. He's a former U.S. champion. He's a former U.S. champion and Intercontinental.
History with New Day.
Yep. No, longest reigning period. He's the longest reigning period. He has like the most cumulative days.
Period is like when it comes to cumulative days.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does that title as long as Kofi has on a just a cumulative base.
For real? Can it just be Tuesday already? Because I want to see that gauntlet match.
He has quite a bit of them. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, though, but he has quite a bit between the Continental and the U.S. title.
Yeah.
And has a chance to be a Grand Slam champion in WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what's next?
I know we just segued with Kofi Kingston like that. That would be.
Yeah. No, we don't count the Universal title as the Grand Slam because the WWE Heavyweight Championship, I don't care what they're calling it. It is what it is.
It's hard because if that was the case, all these guys that are Grand Slam champions now would not be Grand Slam champions. So, yeah,
no, they're saying the Universal title should count. You know, both should still count. You know,
the only one that can say they held both the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship is Roman Reigns.
That's true.
Yeah, with all of the Shield.
They're saying that either or should count.
Yeah, but I mean, you only have two people that held both of them: Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns.
Randy
Orton, the ones that have both titles. He doesn't have the Universal title yet.
Yeah, you should. Besides, it's not like we see the Universal title anyway, right?
What does it look like again?
That's a good question. It's a very good question.
It's red.
I saw this picture of one. It was the Universal title. It was the Universal title, but it was the winged. It was the winged eagle version.
Huh.
That show looked sweet. It still had the red strap, but it was just in the format of the winged eagle title. I was like, this is beautiful.
All right, so what's next?
All right, we still got to talk about Kofi Kingston.
Okay.
And there's a lot of questions about that situation. Oops. Where's Stone Cold at? I heard the last one. Ouch. So,
hang on, Anthony. I'm going to answer a question real quick. No, we are not going to do any questions about Kofi Kingston because he was actually intended to be discussion topic on the show.
yeah.
So any of you that asked the Kofi question, I know y'all want our opinion. This is going to be our opinion segment. All the questions will not pertain to those. Okay, go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're at the Kofi Kingston spot now where Tuesday night, he's supposed to be opening up the show in the big gauntlet match where he's going to be facing Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, Rowan, with somebody else.
So it's Randy, Joe, the Bar, Randy, Joe, the Bar, and Rowan.
Yep. So my first thing is, how long do y'all think it's going to last?
Probably the first hour of the show. Probably.
All right, so yeah, I think that will go, and I think, do y'all think he's going to win it? Or do y'all think he's going to be so rich in this situation?
No, he's going to win it, and I think Vince will say that's still not good enough.
Exactly.
Okay. And like I was saying, I think I said it Tuesday night. I said that Kofi Kingston is still not bad enough for my life.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. He's gonna get better.
Oh yeah, he needs to get angry.
I know. I'm saying as it builds up, as it builds, he's gonna get angrier and angrier. Like he's gonna do it this week. The next week they're gonna have something else for him, and it's gonna build up. Then like the week of WrestleMania, he's gonna flip. Not on Vince, but he's gonna go.
No, I need him to that one Vince.
So question. Do you think he's going to pay Randy Orton rent to be able to win that?
No, he's gonna say
Randy going to be paying him rent.
Yeah.
AJ will probably interfere because
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like some of that, he's gonna get help. Like AJ, probably gonna come in and help him beat Randy. I imagine Kevin.
Out of nowhere, which is what AJ's been mocking Orton for.
I think Kevin Owens is probably going to come down there to help Rowan, to help him with Rowan.
Do you think that adding help is going to be a reason why Vince is going to say, you know what, your wins were tainted because you had some outside interference help? So I think he's going to. I wouldn't be surprised if he says that New Day is Vince ringside.
I know he's probably going to say that, but like all those other people are going to help because he said New Day can help him. He didn't say AJ or Kevin or Mustafa couldn't help him. You know what I'm saying? Or the Usos even.
Yeah.
They didn't say they could help him.
But I want to hear Xavier ringside. What about Bodysworth? Can he help? Because who's the go to that group?
Well, he's part of the New Day.
So.
But he's not a member. He's just a member.
Well, as long as you know Sonny Boy can't help.
Francesca can help.
All right. What's next?
All right. The last thing I had was this is a big story here. Stokely Hathaway was signed by WWE. He's actually already getting acclimated with everything. He's in the PC.
Yeah, there's pictures of him with Mia Yim on Twitter.
Yeah, he and Mia Yim are hilarious together.
They are.
I feel like they have something going on there.
No, she's with Keith.
She's with who?
Keith Lee. Mia Yim and Keith Lee have been confirmed they're together. I follow both of them. Well, I follow Keith on Twitter, and it's like, yeah, they're together. Because somebody tried to get it. Somebody tried to make some derogatory comments towards Mia on Twitter, and Keith Lee jumped on him and went and just shut him down. So.
Oh, there you go. That's your confirmation right there. So, from what I'm saying, he's fairly new to me. So, from what I've seen from Hathaway, it's really good, and he's definitely a guy that could really put a guy over as a manager. So who do y'all think would be the best fit for him?
For Stokely?
Yeah.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I haven't seen that much of him.
I've seen him work with guys from Catchpoint. I've seen him work with Riddle. I've seen him work with TJP, who's no longer with the company. I feel like he's going to be a vital piece to the puzzle because there are a lot of guys in the company now that do not. They have the wrestling ability. The wrestling ability is obviously there, but when it comes down to it, they're just missing that one thing. You remember when Brock Lesnar came back? What was it, 2012? And the biggest complaint about Brock Lesnar when he came back was his talking was just not. It wasn't going to cut. And what did they do as soon as they figured out that was not going to work?
They flipped
My
out.
name is Paul Heyman.
Exactly. And so as soon as they brought Paul Heyman back, things just changed for the better for Brock Lesnar.
Funny story. Brock Lesnar was never supposed to come back by himself. He wanted Paul Heyman because they're good friends outside of this. But
Paul Heyman does a great job of getting people interested in a Brock Lesnar match because if it was Brock Lesnar, who would care about Brock Lesnar matches?
the only time we would have cared is when he absolutely destroyed John Cena. Everybody loved that. They loved that.
Even then, this storyline was garbage. Like his promo where he was like making all these demands, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for him to shut up.
I mean, who was invested in Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar? Brock Lesnar wasn't.
Oh my gosh, don't remind me about that garbage.
Dean wanted to make the match better, but Brock wouldn't hear it.
I feel like Brock just didn't care for Dean Ambrose.
He didn't.
Like you can tell when Brock Lesnar is really into who he's working with.
Yeah, put him up against Aleister Black or Finn Balor or AJ, Samoa Joe, or Bobby Lashley. Watch Brock put on a damn good match.
I still want to see Brock and Lashley go at it before Brock and
I want to see Brock and Drew go at it. Oh, that'd be great.
feel like Bobby, with his MMA background, would work fine.
If WWE let them have a little bit more room to work, they put on a more tight.
I feel like they would just because of who it is. I mean, Brock being the guy that they look at as a big draw as it is, I feel like they will be a lot more lenient with Brock in that case.
Yeah.
What's the heat?
And I mean,
Huh?
Isaac, what do you think? Brock versus Bobby.
I would love it because I feel like definitely with the MMA background, and Bobby keeps hinting at it, whether he's heel or face, that he's better than Brock.
I feel like that was the one thing that he wanted when he came in. It was like you knew that he came in the spotlight.
Him and Brock both want it, but Brock doesn't get everything he wants. Vince is like, I pay you enough, because he did get the Finn Balor match he wanted. He got the AJ match he wanted. He got Samoa Joe, but they kept putting him with Braun, and he really wasn't a fan of Braun.
Well, you could tell he didn't like Braun from the Braun difference in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Twice. He's been at 2 straight Royal Rumbles.
And, Brock worked, when Brock worked with Randy, you could tell they both were in on it, him and Undertaker. You could tell him and Roman pulling it home. He doesn't want to fight Roman. See, Brock wants to fight Seth Rollins. He also said he would be interested in fighting Matt Riddle. That'd be great.
No, Matt wants to fight him. Matt said he keeps saying that. He keeps saying it in multiple videos. He wants to, multiple interviews, like on the WWE branch of streaming, that every time he does an interview with WWE and they post on YouTube with all the production shit, he says straight out, he's like, I want to retire Brock Lesnar at Mania.
And I hope they're doing that.
They should.
And Bobby wants to fight Brock, and go ahead.
Because that really can set up a great long-term storyline. Because he's saying, like, look, I want to retire Lesnar. And it doesn't have to happen this year, but next year's thing where I feel like that really could do that. Yeah,
like next year.
And, I still understand why they're not. I still understand why they act like Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar have not wrestled before.
Because last time Seth retained like.
Anyway, so anything else on this?
I think we're going to the strong style part of the show.
Okay, so there are 2 things I want to get across. First thing is, if you missed, I'm not going to cover all of the Ring of Honor 17th anniversary show, but I'm going to say this: if you did not watch Matt Taven versus Jay Lethal this weekend, you missed a damn good match. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to tell you how it ended. I'm just going to say, if you didn't watch it, you need to take your time out of your day and go watch it. Because after watching it, that match is now on my list of matches of the year for when we do it at the end of this year.
Those 2 boys were working that.
They were working like slaves, or trying to put on a good match. And I don't mean that lightly. Like them boys were working. So
the Briscoes got involved?
No. I'm not gonna spoil it. The match was too good to spoil anything about. So
the main event for
the best part is it wasn't even the main event. That match wasn't even the main event. Matt Taven came out there and said he couldn't wait any longer for his Ring of Honor match. They said, let's have this thing right now. And they went out there and had it and tore the house down.
Oh, so that was supposed to happen at
It was supposed to be
the match was supposed to happen at Chicago, right?
No. That match, the Matt Taven, Jay Lethal, was supposed to happen. The match is supposed to happen at Supercard. Marty Scurll was going to face whoever was the Ring of Honor champion after the anniversary show. So, because he beat Christopher Daniels at Final Battle for the #1 contendership. So now Marty is going to face whoever wins. Is going to face the winner at the G1 Supercard. So
how much you told the announcement of who is going to be in that main event for a Supercard? And because I feel like if we say that, it'll kind of be a hit at the portal.
okay, that's the first thing I want to get on. Second thing is Bloodsport, GCW Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. If you remember last year, it was Matt Riddle's Bloodsport, in which he main evented against Minoru Suzuki in a losing effort. But if you watched it, it was a damn good show. That match was good. If you're not familiar with Bloodsport, it is essentially a cross between professional wrestling and mixed martial arts, and it is just perfect. I already ordered it on the Fight app. So the first match.
Everybody knows that's also called pancrase.
That too. So the thing about it was the first. I've already heard some of the names that have been announced for. Josh Barnett's going to be there. Minoru Suzuki's going to be there. Frank Mir is making his pro wrestling debut there. Killer Cross, Davey Boy Smith, a whole bunch of other legends essentially are going to be there. And MMA legends and professional wrestling legends with MMA backgrounds are going to be in there. And so the first match that was announced, this is April 4th on Thursday. Filthy Tom Lawler. Here's the thing. So here is the first match that was announced was Killer Cross is going one-on-one against Davey Boy Smith. Timothy Thatcher is going against Hideki Suzuki. And another match that was announced. And then the third match that was announced today, Dan Severn. We all know who Dan Severn is, right? Yeah. Dan Severn is going to take on Frank Mir in his pro wrestling debut. Meaning Frank Mir is debuting against Dan Severn.
I've heard of Frank Mir. I just can't remember why I've heard him.
You probably remember him because when he first he was the guy who Brock Lesnar fought in his UFC debut, and Brock lost due to submission. Like the match started and the fight started, and Brock immediately went into takedown mode. He was beating the shit out of Frank Mir, but Frank Mir locked him in a. I think he got him in like a knee bar or something and tapped him out. So, but Frank Mir is a former UFC heavyweight champion. He's excuse me. He's a former UFC heavyweight champion. Very dominant in the sport. If I remember, his style is he's kind of both submission and striking style. But if anything, this is definitely a good matchup. I don't want to miss this. I don't.
And Dan Severn is one of the original.
So what? What'd you say, Anthony?
When is this happening?
April 4th. It's on the Fight app. April 4th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
How? April 4th, 5 o'clock at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock. You can watch it on the Fight app or find a live stream somewhere. So it's
How much is it?
I think it's like $15, $14.99.
Oh, that ain't bad.
I know it's the same thing I said. I was gonna watch it last year because I missed Bloodsport last year. I'm thinking, well, it depends on who's there. I don't want to miss it. But I heard Killer Cross was gonna be there, so I'm like, well, gotta watch it. So
Well, actually, Isaac was hoping for Killer Cross versus Minoru.
yeah, because they were both there at the same time. I'm thinking, ooh, can you imagine? Speaking of which, also speaking of somebody in Lucha AAA, according to Twitter, the Young Bucks are the new Lucha AAA Tag Team Champions. Yeah. In case you didn't know. They posted it on Twitter last night. So what?
I think I know where they're going with that now.
Oh yeah. They're gonna that's the time that's gonna be on the line. For that at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, and I heard it was a really short match too.
Oh well. We'll see.
Less than 10 minutes, I want to say.
Yep. All right, so now here's the big thing, the last big thing I want to get into. So, this year in the New Japan Cup, I had in mind who I wanted to win. I thought Kota Ibushi was going to win. Then he got eliminated, and I was wrong. So if you had told me, here's what the quarterfinals of the New Japan Cup looks like. If you had told me the year, like about 6 months ago, that Kota Ibushi and Tetsuya Naito were going to be in the New Japan Cup, I would have told you easily that one of them were winning. I even said that last month. I said, "Oh, they announced who's going to be in the New Japan Cup. Who's in it? Naito and Ibushi." Oh,
First round.
yeah.
First round match.
Yeah, I said easily, depending on where they were. I said, and then now the participants got announced. I said Naito and Ibushi are in there. Okay, well, Ibushi's making his comeback after being injured, so they're trying to push him because he signed a new contract and he said he's staying, so he's probably going to win it. Or I was going to say Tetsuya Naito was going to win it because Naito is on a quest right now to be the first ever double champion, where he's the Intercontinental and Heavyweight champion and hold them at the same time. I don't know how he would defend them, but I imagine he's got a plan. So that was the other thing. And if you had told me that their first round matchup would be those two potential winners against each other, I would have said, crap. Well, I want Naito to make history because it's Naito, but also I want Ibushi to win because I want him to be world champion. And so be it.
Isaac.
What?
Isaac.
What?
Gold card 6 actually has an answer how you defend it. It's New Japan. You don't always have to defend both of those titles on the same night.
Well, I know that. I was just at the time, like it's one of those foreign concepts to me. And so
And here's the thing. They said also that would open up the gateway for lengthier matches.
That's true. So
Or somebody else to get on the card that may not have been on it.
yeah. So now looking back at it now, if you would have told me, so here's what the quarterfinals looks like. Basically, here's what the Elite Eight looks like. In Zone D, you got Colt Cabana versus Sonata.
Where did Colt get in this?
Colt was announced earlier at the beginning of it. That's right, Colt Cabana. Then you have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Zack Sabre Jr., which is a rematch from the final last year. Then you have Kazuchika Okada versus Will Ospreay. And then you have Tomohiro Ishii versus, personally, what I truly believe is an upset, Yoshihashi. So, if you would have told me that, especially Yoshihashi, especially with the last 6 months of his career have been, I would have told you he's in the wet now. So
Yoshihashi, you mean the other Titus Worldwide?
yeah. So now looking at all these, I don't know anything anymore. I don't know. I don't know about Tana, Zack Sabre.
Based on their booking style, and then they threw up the biggest little finger ever for this, and that's usually New Japan.
Yeah, that's how I felt when Ibushi lost to Zack Sabre. I was like, well, I guess you guys aren't pushing me.
The way Gato books things, he completely changes everything up to where you have no epic clue.
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
They keep doing my feet.
So now I don't know. So now what the fallout of this, the big question is, well, here's the thing about New Japan. You can't jump ahead. You can't just assume anything. Like, you're going to say, well, obviously, whoever the title's going to change at Dominion. You all know that. It's like I wasn't sure the title was going to change in New Beginning. I didn't think Tana was going to lose to Jay White. Yeah, Donovan didn't either. Look what happened.
I don't think anybody expected Jay White to win.
No.
And if you expect Jay White to win, kudos to you.
Yeah. So.
Like, big kudos.
And so, but yeah, that's
felt transitional, but you got to remember after Wrestle Kingdom, it was a new ownership, so you don't know like from one month to the other what they were planning. Right.
But yeah, this is a crazy quarterfinal. This is crazy. Like, I don't know. I can't predict this. I don't know. I want to believe.
I can't believe Colt Cabana made it. I mean, Why couldn't that have been cheeseburger? Anthony would be marking out right now. Cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, cheeseburger. If that was cheeseburger, you wouldn't be able to tell me anything.
Yeah, I can't believe that it's Colt Cabana versus Sonata, Tanahashi, Zack Sabre, Okada, Ospreay, and Ishii, Yoshihashi. I can't call this. I especially can't call Okada, Ospreay, and Tana Zack Sabre Jr. I can't call that.
I can call it.
So wait, who are the people we got to pick from?
You don't have to pick. I'm just saying it's hard to pick because you're probably going to be
Okay,
wrong.
okay. We'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna say this. We're not gonna say block. We're gonna say zone A. Okay, we're gonna make predictions just for the fun of it, Isaac.
All right.
Predictions. We're
So-
gonna do new predictions. New
All right.
bracketology.
All right. Tomohiro Ishii versus Yoshihashi. Who you got?
Who you got, Anthony?
I'm gonna have to go with my necklace people, man. I gotta pick my necklace food. I gotta go with Ishii.
I'm with him.
I don't see Yoshi as big of a run Yoshihashi's been on. Ishii's too hard of a hitter. He's not going to be able to keep up with that.
Not to mention that if they keep doing this, they're already building Yoshihashi, which is good.
Exactly.
No harm, no foul. No harm, no
Something
foul.
to build off after that embarrassment. So,
Yeah.
cool for him.
And then next you have Will Ospreay versus Kazuchika Okada. Who you got? Because think about who Ospreay has beaten: Lance Archer and Bad Luck Fale to get to this point.
I'm gonna go with Okada, man. Sorry. He's the next ace, in my opinion. So I gotta go with Okada.
And he's been losing, and Will Ospreay, just remember, just lost to Jay White.
At the anniversary show.
Yeah. I'm going to say mine. Kevin Kelly says it best. We'll do this. Rainmaker!
Oh, yeah, that's what we didn't talk about. But okay, all right.
I'm gonna go Ospreay on this one. I really do. I'm gonna go Ospreay because based on this, what the story is telling me, Ospreay is going through giants. I know Okada isn't a giant, but he's going through like Fale was a giant. Fucking Lance Archer was a giant. He got Lance Archer up for the Stormbreaker. I mean, you know how Donovan, you know Lance Archer personally, so you know how big he is.
That dude is tall. And
Exactly.
He's thicker than he used to be. He's not as lanky as he was when I know him. He's thick now. Not much muscular. He's a little flabby, but he's thick flabby.
Ospreay was able to get Lance Archer out for the Stormbreaker. That's how you got the win. And then, all right, Tanahashi, Zack Sabre Jr. Who you got? Like I said, I'm going with Ospreay against Okada.
I'm going with Tanahashi.
I'm going with Tanahashi too. I don't see Zack repeating. I just don't. That's not going to happen.
No, because right now Zack is not getting a full run because he's the rough pro,
That too.
and they're not pushing him as hard because he's also fearing rough pro.
Yeah. So I'm going with Tanahashi. And then the last one, Colt Cabana. Colt Cabana versus Sonata.
I gotta go Sonata.
Yeah, I don't see Sonata losing this.
And how are they doing this? Is Zone A face Zone B or Zone A face?
No, it's the last matchup within the zones. All these are the last matchups within the zone. Colt Cabana and Sonata were both in Zone D.
Which zone faces which zone?
Zone D is going to face Zone C, and Zone A is going to face Zone B.
Okay, so but by our predictions, who you got between Ishii and
Ospreay.
Sabre?
No, but Ishii versus Ospreay.
Well, for you, for us, it's Ishii versus Okada. Who you got, Anthony?
I said Okada versus Ishii, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna still stick to my necklace. I'm gonna go Ishii.
I'm going Okada. You?
I'm going I'm gonna stick with Ospreay.
Make the right call.
I'm gonna stick with
That's
Ospreay.
the right call. If he beats Okada, he's gonna beat Okada.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Ospreay.
All right, so for me and Isaac, you said Sonata. What you said, Sonata and the Sonata versus Colt.
I said Sonata versus Tanahashi.
Yeah, and Anthony, we all went with Sonata, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, Sonata versus oh shit,
Zack Sabre.
Zack Sabre.
I'm going with Sabre.
I'm going with Tanahashi. Isaac.
Same. Tanahashi over Sonata.
I can't. All right, the finals. We all agree here. So Isaac, Ospreay versus Tana.
I would go. I'm gonna give it to. Tana.
Okay, Anthony, Okada versus Tana, or Okada versus Zack Sabre. Who you got?
Sabre?
Yeah.
I had to go Okada.
And I got Tana versus Okada. I'm gonna go. Honestly, I'm gonna go Okada.
You think Okada gets the title back from Jay?
No, I think we're not going that far. We're just predicting the bracketology. I'm thinking that Okada finally gets the win that he's been lacking because he's been on a losing streak. If you really pay attention to wins and losses, he's been losing.
Yeah. Anyway, but other than that, that's all I got. Let's get these questions.
Yeah, let's get into these questions and top to bottom. I mean, bottom to top. That's not how this goes.
You know how that should go.
And hopefully we can get through some of these because some of these are easy to answer. They really are. All right, first question. We're going to start with Anthony. Name one current NXT star you'd like to see stay up. You'd have liked to stay on the indie scene a little longer. Anthony.
Somebody like to have stayed on the indie scene a little bit longer?
Yeah. You don't have to justify it. Just pick one.
What is it going to sound with the Adam Cole today?
Isaac.
I would say Matt Riddle, because now that I would love to see him versus Killer Cross.
That's a good one.
I like that.
I'm going to go Trevor Lee. Just think he came in a little too soon because they still haven't brought him in. He's been there a little bit now. ACH is another one. Either one. I'd love to see Trevor Lee head up some, like Ring of Honor and NWA stuff. I'd even love to have seen Trevor Lee head up some New Japan. Like best of the Super Juniors. I'd love to see him there.
No.
Not bad. All right. So next question. What is your top 5 favorite movie you'd stop whatever you were doing to watch? Anthony.
Space Jam.
That's a hard one.
Top 5. Space Jam. Good Burger. Definitely Black Panther's one definitely for me now. That's 3.
Yeah.
I have this one now. I know a lot of people won't know about this one, but long back.
Ooh, I know that one. That's a good one.
Oh, I love that movie.
That's a good one.
That was so good.
I might just pop that in now just because I got it sitting here looking in my face. And I'm going to have to say number 5, Good Burger.
You already said Good Burger.
Oh, I said Good Burger?
Yeah.
I think, okay. Hey. I'm going to say Straight Outta Compton.
Isaac.
All right, give me John Wick 2. I just say the John Wick series and count it as 1 and 2.
Pretty much.
And then when 3 comes out, I'm going to put that one on repeat too. So the John Wick series. Give me the Raid series, Raid Redemption, and the Raid 2. It's a Indonesian martial arts movie. So that's 2. Fight Club, easily.
I can't even know that one. I love that one.
That's 3. How many is that? 3? So that's 3.
Yeah.
I like. What is it? Fucking The Dark Knight Rises, and then Cowboy Bebop Knocking on Heaven's Door, the movie.
That's a good one. I'm going to go top of my list, Dragon Ball Super Broly. I've watched it like 13 times already, and I watch it again. Anytime somebody brings that up, I watch it again. I will definitely have to say The Condemned with Stone Cold. I still love that fucking movie. It's just that good. I'm going to go with Isaac and just go with the John Wick series. I fucking love John Wick. My friend got me into it. Just absolutely love it. I'm going to have to go with the 1990s, the late 1990s. House on Haunted Hill, still my favorite horror movie of all time. Not just because of what's going on, but just the characters in general, which is very well written. There's a lot going on. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. It's really good. Don't watch the second one. It totally demasked the first one, and I do love the first one. And I will always acknowledge it. Not the black and white one, but the 90s one. And they also broke the mold of horror movies. And I would have to say the last one, pretty much, I'm going to have to agree with Anthony on this. Space Jam. You can never get enough Space Jam.
So, at this point now, if you put Space Jam on now, I'd probably sit there and quote just like say everything as it goes on.
Oh, by the way, I want to replace one of mine. I'm going to replace, let's say, Fight Club. Let's set the Raid series, John Wick series.
Fight Club's on my list, too.
Fight Club. I'm going to replace The Dark Knight Rises with the Boondock Saints series.
Okay. I mean, that's good. I have nothing against it. Good replacement, by the way. Okay, next question. Anthony, start with you again. If you could replace... Okay, what would your one-on-one dream match, and this is like either your one-on-ones could be that person from any particular era. Like if you say Shawn Michaels, you could choose any incarnation, not even bald-headed candy-ass Shawn Michaels. Would you choose? Who would your one-on-one dream match be? And this would take place in Angel Reed.
I'm gonna have to say DDP
Versus?
I'm gonna say DDP versus Johnny Ace. I want to see DDP versus Randy Orton.
What year? 1996 or 97?
They're a year apart. It don't matter.
Well, 98 DDP was when he finally won the world title after basically building up other people.
Yeah, that one.
We'll go with that one. World champion DDP versus Randy Orton. I still love that segment they had on Scott Hall's YouTube series where he said, you can pick Randy Orton. He has a good, cute little finisher. He said, that's my move! Because it was DDP, Jake the Snake, and Scott Hall playing one of the WWE 2K games. It was great.
And I love how AJ brought that up Tuesday night too.
Yeah, it is cool. Isaac, question goes back to you.
I'm trying to decide between Kota Ibushi, like Kota Ibushi versus 2005 Shawn Michaels, or if I want, I'm trying to say between that.
That is your dream match.
I'm trying to say between that or Killer Cross, and I don't care what you say. Killer Cross versus Minoru Suzuki. I don't know.
Anthony, Isaac wants Killer Cross dead.
See, I don't know.
I think Killer Cross would survive.
Well, if this is a true pancrase ring, yeah. Killer
No,
Cross
I'm not talking about in a pancrase ring. I'm talking about in a wrestling ring. We're not talking about pancrase. We're talking about in a wrestling match, not a pancrase match.
Put him in a pancrase match. I don't see Killer Cross die. Just rip his arms off, legs off. He's done.
Jamie says Omega versus 2005 Shawn Michaels.
Actually, Midas has one that I really like.
What does he have?
Macho Man Randy Savage versus Kenny Omega.
I like it.
Another one, Macho Man Randy Savage versus Okada.
You'll love to hear it.
Yeah, those are great. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus 2005 Shawn Michaels.
Ooh.
Good.
Ooh, I got one. Give me Bret Hart versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Somebody said correct that. Owen Hart versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, even better.
I think Owen's better. I think Owen is much better.
Somebody said Sami Callihan versus ECW Brian Coleman. Ooh, because that's the Brian Coleman that wanted to stab people with forks and urinate on them. Which is pretty much what Sami Callihan wants to urinate and just be gross. Like his gimmick was the grossest wrestler.
No.
I got another really, really, really good one, guys. Magnum TA versus Kenny Omega. I can't even deny I would want to see that.
All right,
2005 Shawn Michaels versus Kenny Omega, greatest match of all time.
All right, what's next? Oh, my friend.
Oh, I got another one real quick. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Tomohiro Ishii. Pre-neck injury.
Well, all right.
I mean,
Ooh, Shibata versus Killer Cross.
Got one even better. Got another one.
Sure.
Walter versus Shibata.
Okay.
Oh God, that would be great. Complete clash of styles. That unfortunately never happened.
Yeah. Shame. Let's move on.
Okay, so yeah, we're moving on. All right, so this is going to be hard, but this one is one of those more detailed questions.
Yeah, great.
Rate Doink the Clown on a scale of 1 to 10 in Mike Skill's in-ring wrestling, storytelling, charisma, gimmick, title history. And then name your modern day version of him.
I haven't seen any of this stuff. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. I've not seen anything
I'll
of
do
Doink the
this
Clown.
because I'm not even old enough. This would be more James and Tori.
Yeah.
But on a scale of 1 to 10 is Mike Skills. I give him a 7.
I never heard of that.
In-ring wrestling, I did because he was feuding with Macho Man. I watched a lot of that on the E! Network. In-ring wrestling, he was a very scientific and very good heel or face, very good gimmick wrestler, but he also was a good, mat wrestler. So I'm gonna give him a solid 7 on that. Storytelling, 9. Charisma, I'd give him an 8. Gimmick, he was a fucking clown. People are scared of those. Heel deal. So I'm gonna give him a good solid 6, just depending on what he face. Title history is a big 0.
Oh, by the way,
and a modern day version of him would definitely be Toro Young.
Yeah, that's not even accurate. That's not accurate. Jamie got another one. He said Minoru Suzuki versus UFC Ken Shamrock.
I would like to tell you that Minoru Suzuki and Ken Shamrock fought before Ken Shamrock was in UFC and Pancrase. And Minoru Suzuki made that ass tap several times.
All right, so... All right.
I just wanted to point that out. You can look it up on Minoru Suzuki.
All right, then, all right, next, what's the next one?
All right, so let me, that question was more for, Tori, and that was only in Tori's view. Okay, this is an easy answer question. I'm going to start with you, Anthony. Isaac, you're going to go last. Anthony, should the NXT North American title have an option C?
No, because I'm not for the taking from WWE needs to have their own identity, and I think adding an option C is this going to be too much of a cultural appropriation thing? So I would try to find something different to go about it. But you remember how the hardcore title had that 24/7 rule?
Yeah.
What if they did something like that?
Yeah, and here's my thing. Impact already has it, and Lucha Underground had it with the Gift of the Gods. I mean, and we have it in WVPW, option C, but instead of sacrificing the belt, you have to be a champion for at least 2 months, and then if you're a secondary champion, cash in, you get a shot.
Yeah, I feel like if they were going to do anything different with it, it would be better for them to go that route than trying to go and get into Impact back of tricks and say, hey, they got this option people, and we should take it and use it as our own.
But
and say we did it first, and try to say we did it first, but do everything else.
But here's another thing I think that Triple H could do that nobody does. What if you have this option where, say, the NXT champion's dominant and the North American champion's been dominant for so long? You could say, I want to capitalize my dominance versus the main champion, and open this up to the tag champions as well. And like WWE used to do, like champion versus champion. Make it an NXT takeover. If you win at the takeover, you earn a shot at the title on NXT.
Yeah, I have to do that match.
Triple H can make it work. I really believe.
Yeah, I won't put it down.
Triple H can do it. And the thing is, I know you'd say, well, you get a shot at the next takeover. Yeah, I could see that. What happens if the North American champion loses, though? The NXT champion gets to pick their next contender, which could be like a teammate or a buddy or just somebody they want out of their hair. That'd be cool, honestly. But you can go a lot of routes with that, but, it's Triple H. It's not like NXT is not solidly booked. Right. I would also like to see the same option apply to the NXT UK Championship.
But they don't really have another title there to really go about that at the moment.
Yeah, but you have the North American and UK title. I'd like to see
the UK title is the only single title for the men on that brand. So I think in the next few years they might bring something in to kind of use as their mid card, but right now they're still building with the. No, Anthony. I mean, the UK champion can have that same option against the NXT Oh, so you kind of bring them over and okay, I appreciate that.
Because we already have a lot of crossing anyway. So having the main have the champion versus champion, like the title's going to be vacant. What if that option was open and say Pete Dunne retained, and he said, well, let's say Pete Dunne's been a dominant champion. Well, I want to cash in. So Pete Dunne loses to Walter, right? Because I'm sure that's what's going to happen, in my opinion. And then there's no champion.
Yeah, I think everybody's looking for that.
And let's look at this way, though. Think about this, both of you. Your next guys. What if there's no champion because you know what happened to Tampa? And Pete Dunne, that option was there. What if Pete Dunne drops the UK title to Walter, but then became the NXT champion because there's no champion? I would have hoped that you get Pete Dunne on NXT.
As long as it keeps the women's main roster, I'm cool.
I'm definitely afraid that's where this is going. Like, I'm not even fighting it, and I don't want to. Because I feel like he's going to Raw, and that's the absolute worst place. I mean, he's going to win matches in the mid-card and then end up facing Roman Reigns, and I don't want to see it.
He's full of SmackDown. I think if you were to bring him up to a Raw SmackDown would definitely be the better.
You know what would be a great match for him, though? Like a one-on-one, not just forget the politics for a minute. Pete Dunne versus Chad Gable one-on-one.
That'd be dope. We're not going to get it, though. That'd be cool.
So yeah, that's I mean, Isaac, what do you think?
I agree with Anthony. I don't think, but my perspective is I don't think there should be an option C for this because I mean, look at what it did for people who take take Ricochet for example. He got the title, held it for a while, and also the other thing about it is the title. Sometimes the North American title can create amazing matches like the NXT title always does. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for example, we got in the North American title alone, just in the title matches, we got the ladder match itself, which was great. Like, I haven't seen a ladder match that great in a while. We got Adam Cole versus Ricochet. We got Ricochet versus Johnny Gargano. You know, which I love that, by the way. And then now apparently, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I hope it's not a spoiler, but apparently now it looks like we're gonna get Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle. You see what I'm saying? So
well, they've already been hinting at that. So like,
no, but my thing is like all those matches like that. It kind of hints like it gives like that next guy it gives that next guy a step as to where you want to be. You know, like it is giving like Matt Riddle, like it's highlighting Matt Riddle. It's highlighting Velveteen Dream. Like I'm pretty sure pretty sure he's going to stick around long enough. Both those guys are going to go from North American champion to being the NXT champion.
I did. For those of you who are Velveteen Dream fans, somebody brought this up and it was a little out of place. Velveteen Dream just won the main event of Progress Wrestling. That's why he wasn't in NXT, because he was actually on Progress in the main event. He won. I don't remember who he faced. Anybody would know.
So yeah.
I just thought I would bring that up.
But yeah, so no option C.
I agree. Now the next two questions, Anthony.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to you, Isaac, then me, because these are standard. Actually, that's incorrect. We're going to go me, Isaac, then you for the next couple of questions. So I'm going to start. Do you think now, with all the call-ups, Keith Lee will finally get the focus he deserves, or has that ship sailed already? I don't think it's sailed already. I think they just will kind of wait. And I thought it was maybe because they're waiting on ACH, but with his match with Dijakovic, or how is that how you say that?
Dijakovic. Yeah.
And yeah, Dijak. I think that he's going to shine there, and I think he's going to start getting pushed now because NXT was pretty top heavy when he came in.
People got to remember, NXT is a 1 hour show a week with a roster that is actually, they have the most amount of people they have in the show, and they only have an hour to really use what they have. So there are a lot of guys and girls that are there that do not have, that haven't yet been featured on TV.
Why do you think we get a lot of dark matches a week? We get like 2 or 3 dark matches a week.
And a lot of times you see them when they at the house shows. Like I want to say it was Karen Q, who recently signed with WWE. She put a picture up where she was in a match with Lacey Lane. So you got people like Lacey Lane, Karen Q, Baba Tunde. We still got to remember Punishment Martinez is in NXT.
Yeah, he's a jobber on TV, but in house shows he wins. So go with that one.
I mean, his time will come, but you got to remember that your NXT is always going to be a top heavy show because they have so many top tier talent that is just waiting for their moment to really bust out.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even debuted ACH or Trevor Lee or we don't know where Kushida's going yet. He's probably at the Performance Center still.
Yeah, and they got the two other guys that were part of Mighty Jones deal.
Well, oh yeah, never mind. I was gonna say, I think you're talking about right now because Shane Thorne, he's doing stuff on Twitch. I haven't seen him on TV, and then Mikey Nichols is over in he's in New Japan, a part of Chaos. So
yeah, the other two guys that were part of the faction.
Yeah. So Isaac, you answer the question. Do you think Keith Lee is going to get more focused on now, especially with this, and especially after Mania?
I think it's going to take some time, to be honest, especially before he gets a title picture. I know he's good. We all know how good he is, especially he moves around the way he moves around the ring, the matches he has himself.
It moves around like he's 205, but it's
exactly.
Like, what, 280 or 300 plus?
Yeah, I think he's like 330, I think. But he is easily definitely going to get in the title picture eventually. It's going to take some time. I think more guys got to leave first, But he's definitely going to have some great matches on the way there.
And I think after Mania, you'll start seeing him.
Yes.
More successful. All right. Next question. I'm gonna start with you, Isaac. Do you think that with the high potential and eventually the undisputed era, do you think they should break up before they go to main roster or stay together?
Stay together.
I was gonna.
My fault.
I was gonna say if they don't break up now, they're gonna break up later. Let's be honest. So.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
It's definitely bound to happen.
So
and
that I don't know if that's like it's more like I'm anticipating it. I'm not sure when it's gonna happen, but let's be real, it's eventual. Unless you're somebody like Vince really loves the New Day, they're not going anywhere. They're in the Undisputed Era.
Let's be honest, this is the ceiling for them.
Yes.
Adam Cole, potentially going to be a main eventer.
Yeah, by himself.
Roderick Strong will be a singles guy and probably just fade into the no TV appearance.
If anything, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are going to become tag guys.
Yeah, they're going to be tag guys, and they'll probably get featured.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get featured, but they're going to be tag guys. Roderick Strong, as good as he is, as good as all four of them all, especially Kyle O'Reilly with his style.
I mean, let's face it, dude. Roderick Strong is the weakest link because he can't talk. Put him on his own, he's going to flounder.
Yeah.
And Redrag and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, if they're on SmackDown, will actually be on TV. If they're on Raw, they're going to join Ascension and Revival, obscurity.
All right, yeah, that's what I think.
We already answered that question. Ty Dillinger is the modern. Ty Dillinger, Curtis Axel, the modern day. Go away. Just go away.
That's just disrespectful. Ty Dillinger's way better than that. He deserves more than that. But I'm glad he's doing his own thing now. His logo's still dope. You're coming in awkward, T-Pain.
Here we go. T-Pain is in the building.
All right, Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony, we're starting with you. What is your favorite wrestling debut?
My favorite wrestling debut has to be Jericho.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. That's the most obvious answer. Besides Chris Jericho's WWE debut.
All right. Besides Chris Jericho, AJ Styles is probably my number 2.
Roman Reigns sold the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, shout out to Roman Reigns. A lot of people give Roman Reigns a lot of issues, but when it comes down to it, Roman Reigns, what he really wants to can sell like none other. And he was like, who is this? Like his face was the perfect chip face. Like I'm surprised nobody has made a chip of that yet.
Okay, Isaac.
I'm gonna say, I know people are gonna overlook this one, but for me, Walter in NXT UK when he showed up at NXT Takeover Blackpool, the whole crowd, the energy from the crowd, was insane. I mean, because UK crowds are great anyway, but when Walter showed up over there, they just went nuts. They were singing this. They were going along with his theme, the whole thing. It was just great. What is that?
So, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said Walter. Walter debuting at NXT, showing up at NXT TakeOver Blackpool. He just showed up, didn't even say a word. He just showed up, like the crowd went nuts. He got in the ring, did his like iconic, I guess, it's iconic to me. I love it because I stand like that. I'm starting to stand like that all the time now. His iconic again pose, his signature pose, and Pete Dunne did his back, and they just look, they're gonna tear it down.
You know what? I actually have one that neither one of y'all are going to expect. It's from the Attitude Era.
Okay.
It was actually my favorite debut in Golden Jericho's debut. We all know that is the most obvious and easily going to answer, Anthony. You knew that when you said it too. Right. I'm gonna say back in the late '90s, the Hell in a Cell when Kane debuted, ripped the door off the Kane. His TV debut, not his actual debut, because we're gonna ignore Kate Kane.
Okay.
It's gotta be Kane. I've seen the videos of Kane with that hot damn Kane. That's terrible. He ripped that door off the cell, came in, stood face to face with the Undertaker, turned him over and tombstoned him, and then just did the pyros. That was the beginning of a much better chapter in the story that was the Undertaker's career. And I mean, you can't really argue besides Jericho's. That's probably one of the most memorable for those of us that are alive long enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just looked at what WWE Network rated that because that's what I was thinking of. They actually rated that number 2 behind Jericho's debut. So WWE also agrees with me on this one. But I mean, if we're going to go besides that, I also have to say, as an alternate note, Kurt Angle's TNA debut. Oh, even also on that level, Sting's TNA debut. Well, his return in 2006. That because there was a lot of buzz with that. That was good. Even though WWE says Kurt Angle hasn't wrestled since 2007.
Anyway, what's next?
So yeah, I mean, all of those were great debuts. Sting's WWE debuts. Okay, next question is apparently YouTube Red. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Isaac, on this one. Since the Universal title was introduced, WWE Heavyweight title first won by Randy Orton, recombining both belts, and Finn Balor winning the Universal title, which has the better lineage?
Easily the WWE World Heavyweight title, because if you look at who has held them both since they did combine the World Heavyweight and WWE to make it what it is right now. You've had AJ Styles have a historic reign as it. Granted, I think the one not so good run, or the two not so great runs you had were probably Sheamus and Jinder Mahal. I think we can all agree with that. But other than that, you had Roman, you had Seth, you had Ambrose. Like I said, then you had AJ.
Well, actually, Roman and Seth didn't hold it. It was Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose.
Well, Daniel Bryan too. So
yeah, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, Randy Orton again, Jinder My Balls, Bray Wyatt.
That's literally what I said. I was calling out all those people. But
versus the Universal, you had Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Goldberg, Brock Suckassner.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Roman.
Well, I mean, basically, before I got interrupted, basically, those are when you put it like that. Those are easily like because the Universal title. If Finn hadn't gotten injured, we probably be telling a different story. Actually, no, it probably wouldn't be. Well, probably would be a different story. But the fact that Brock has held it and nobody's seen it like on and off, and then you have that tragedy with Roman Reigns and all that, and then so there's literally only been like not even like 5 people held it. Like you said, Brock, Finn, uh, Goldberg, and Roman. So and then Brock has it again, which that's another conversation. But other than all that, it's like it doesn't see the purpose. So easily the WWE World Heavyweight Championship has had the better lineage.
And can I just say how great Daniel Bryan is holding it right now?
Oh yeah,
Especially with his own
obviously,
design.
exactly,
I love it.
exactly. So it's not even close.
I mean, I want to be that guy. Now, I want to see where Anthony comes with this, because I know Anthony is going to have a very different take. I'm definitely, let's be honest. Finn Balor winning it, what could have been, it was a great, but I'm not going to lie. When Kevin Owens had it, it was fucking great. Him and Jericho, that friendship stuff, even though it got kind of weird towards the end. I don't know why they did that with Jericho. That was a great run. That the best friends holding, I loved that. And and to be honest, it was kind of cool to see Goldberg win it. Throw his name in there, because it wasn't going to last very long. And I was kind of hoping Brock would have lost it by now, not just to Roman to win it back because of injuries. And I'm hoping we add Seth Rollins' name to that list, which will make it great. But, after Goldberg lost it, it just went downhill from there.
Easily.
And, I mean, when you got names like Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, ignoring Jinder Mahal, and ignoring the fact that Dean Ambrose's run with it wasn't that great either. I mean, still, Dean Ambrose. I mean, all those names. It has a more variety lineage. Now, like I said, out of all the reigns, I do have to say Kevin Owens' run with the Universal title is the best championship run of all of them, of any run. And I love AJ, but it's really been shit looking for him since he turned that face. So I'm gonna go with the honestly, I'm gonna go with the WWE title just by the names and variety that's held it versus. Well, I mean, again, Kevin Owens had the best run of anybody in the belt. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Anthony.
All right. So what was the question there? I'm like shopping.
Which title has the better lineage? The WWE World Heavyweight title, not counting their individual lineages, but since Randy Orton combined them both, or the Universal title, which has the better lineage?
I'm going with the WWE title. I mean, it's just obvious to me, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, me too. Even though it's been booked shittier, it still has a better lineage. Because outside, like I said, after Goldberg won it and lost it, I didn't mind Goldberg being part-time because it's fucking Goldberg. I mean, he knew he wasn't going to keep it. Kevin Owens did have the best championship run out of all of them. Does anybody disagree with that, though?
No, easily. He's my favorite one.
Especially with him and Jericho. I mean, even Daniel Bryan's run right now really isn't. It's good, it's cool, but keeps losing outside of pay-per-views. And Kevin Owens was dominant because he had Jericho in his corner, and it was just a good run. Anyway, okay. So that aside, next question. Okay, now this question is going to be. I'm going to start with Anthony. Why should we? Okay, I don't know why it says R. Why should we care about Drew McIntyre when Drew Galloway was so much better, edgier, and more dominant? Anthony.
Well, he's not going to be that edgy in a company that is not edgy at all. But, I mean, they're still doing something here. I kind of like where they're going here, what they're doing with him on Monday. Because, I mean, even though we already know that he's not going to win at WrestleMania, it's still a high-profile match nonetheless. So him going against Roman Reigns, which it seems like it's the plan for WrestleMania, I'm cool with it. Oh my gosh, it's just sweet.
All right. Isaac. I'm kind of hoping you go more in defense of Drew Galloway because this was.
Well, because the thing is, if you remember Drew before he left, he was more. Yeah, he wasn't as good, but you can definitely see when he was on the independent circuit, he was having crazy matches with just about everybody. He was definitely getting put on the weight. He was looking intense. You know, it was all, he gained his intensity back and definitely turned over a new leaf. So, you should care because you're never going to see something like this again from him, you know. So
unless he leaves WWE and goes back to ICW and
exactly.
or Impact
or OTT in Progress and all that. Defiant.
Yeah, I mean, so do you like him better independently, or do you like the Drew McIntyre?
Either, to be honest with you, either.
Okay, you're gonna go with either or. I'm gonna say, I like Drew
because I like Drew anyway. You know, I thought it was something different.
I liked him after he left the E the first time because honestly, on mine, I'm gonna go with Galloway just because McIntyre is being hot and cold pushed now. In NXT, that was Galloway. That was true Drew Galloway. Main roster when he first came in, even though he kills it as a heel, if they would stop this hot and cold. Baron Corbin does nothing for him. He doesn't need Danny Phantom's middle school teacher as his freaking tag partner or Bobby Lashley. In fact, last night I saw a match that I enjoyed. Bobby Lashley versus Drew Galloway. It reminded me, this is how great this man was before he came back and went to NXT. He was great at NXT. And then the main roster run has been hot and cold. Like, you feel like he is top heel, but they keep hot and colding, and they do this all the time. They don't know what they want to do, if they want to pull the trigger, and it's just, you know, it's at this point, it's frustrating because he's a guy that should have been main evented already. Didn't say he should be champion, I said he should be main evented.
Well, I mean, in all fairness, it's hard to main event or be the guy on the show where the top title is not even featured on the show.
Yeah, I know, but still. All right. Now, this next question I skipped over because I didn't want to just do true Drew Galloway questions in a row. I'm going to start with. I'm not even going to answer this question. After the Randy Orton promo Tuesday, Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it would have been like if Randy Orton had been on the independent scene first?
Listen, I feel like he definitely, if he went in with the same character, you know, the Viper and all that stuff, I feel like he would have gotten more out of his gimmick, to be honest with you. Because if there's one thing the Indies does, is if you have a good gimmick and you get it over and people love it, they're gonna get it out of you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you gotta look at the gimmicks they have out there right now. Like, I'm not just like, well, like you have like Sami Callihan or a gimmick like Sami Callihan's or Eddie Edwards gimmick or a lot of all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, exactly. All those gimmicks like that, there's no doubt he would definitely get more out of it versus what he's doing right here. Because here he's only limited to what he can do.
And And Anthony, there's a reason I want you to go last because I know you're going to have a really good comeback. So here's what I think Randy Orton would look like if he had went to the independent. Because we know that back in the day, he was a headlock versus the flips guy. You know, when they did headlocks versus flips, the big debate, he was a headlocks guy. So this is what I see. If Randy had been on the independent, I'll tell you exactly where he would be right now. Samoa Joe. That would be his position. Samoa Joe in his independent gimmick. Like, let's say Bob Orton said the wrong thing and that's off, that this would easily happen. Randy Orton would have been a Samoa Joe with the company right now with a Drew Gulak gimmick. Against all of these independent guys doing flips, he was a headlock guy. He would have had that anti-high flying gimmick. And I think on the independent scene, that would have really got over. He would have added a lot to it because Randy Orton, he would have evolved. He would have had like a crazier gimmick, kind of like a Killer Cross or, you know, some kind of more hardcore gimmick because we've seen Randy Orton shades of that. So I think he'd be like in a position of Samoa Joe, and he would have a more edgy Viper gimmick with an anti-flips guy. And I think his thing would be like he'd be feuding with AJ, Mustafa Ali. He'd be like, we don't need that high-flying bullshit around here. You know, this is a wrestling ring, not a gymnastics ring. You know, that would work for Randy because he's smart. He's definitely smart. He gets the business. And Anthony, what do you think about this?
I think Randy Orton would do perfectly fine in this indie. It's not like the dude is great as a wrestler, and he gets the psychology of it, and so I feel like he would be that guy that he would be serious about his work. So I mean, I don't expect to see him in like a comedy spot where you see guys doing stuff just for the fun of it. He'd be your serious guy that is put to the main event of the matches in the summer night. So I feel like he'd be great.
I agree. This next question, this is for you and Isaac, Anthony. So, this is the second to last question. We are almost done. Isaac, we know Drew and Roman are fighting at Mania, right?
Yes.
I have an opinion. I'm gonna take this not in a side. Isaac, they want you to debate why Roman Reigns should beat Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Anthony, they want you to debate why Drew McIntyre should beat Roman Reigns at Mania. We'll start with Isaac.
Let me talk to you. So first of all, the reason why he should probably beat the reason why he should win at Mania is because I was gonna play the sympathy card at first because I mean he's coming back, he's making his impact, no pun intended, back on the main roster. So especially because it's at WrestleMania, if it was any other place, you gotta believe Drew's gonna win. But because it's at WrestleMania, it's going to be Roman, because there's one thing. If there's one thing we've all learned in the past year, it is that Vince loves Roman. You know, and Drew, he's not in the graces that he used to be with Vince, if you remember. So or if he was, he definitely would have had a title run, an impactful title run that wasn't just a tag team title run. Let's be honest. Can we both all agree with that? So that's why I'm saying. So he's not going to win easily. It's going to be a good match, but I don't see Drew beating Roman at WrestleMania. Just doesn't seem logical to me.
Okay, so Anthony, give us some smooth defense why Drew, the heel, should beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Well, for me, I think that Drew should beat Roman Reigns, the heel. The heel Drew should win because, I mean, I personally feel like Drew McIntyre is the next big thing. With no disrespect to Roman Reigns, but if I had to choose between the big dog and the Drew McIntyre that we see on Raw. I'm saying Drew McIntyre, the dude is just great at what he does. I feel like Drew McIntyre should take that title and hold it for about a good 6 months.
I love your defense. I love it. Here's my take, okay? I'm 90% sure Roman Reigns will win, and I might change my mind closer to Mania. Like right now, it's kind of obvious, but here's what I gotta say. Roman wins at Mania most of the time anyway, and you know, Drew is being put back in a big spot. Now, this is a big spot. It ain't going to kill Roman to lose a match. It ain't. It's not going to kill it, logically. And Drew kind of needs that big stage win to really assert himself as the top heel, to me. And here's what I really think would be cool, because this is me as a fan. I'm not more professional. It's my personal. I agree with Anthony. I think Drew should win. And I think, you know, if Dean is leaving, we don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I'm going to stay neutral on that subject. But I think it should be Dean involved in the match with Roman. And I think Drew should just kick both of their asses. And I think after the match, Roman should blame Dean, beat his ass, turn heel, turn Roman heel, do something that people wanted before. And now that this leukemia thing, turn that ass heel. Completely swerve us. Give us heel Roman. And I don't mean suit wearing Roman. I know you're a big fan of that, Anthony. Give us heel Roman. It would be a total unexpected twist. You could still make him the guy, but it would elevate Drew. We could get Roman still feuding with Drew, because we know how WWE likes to rinse, recycle, and repeat storylines on Raw. So, you get that and turn Roman heel and elevate Drew. I mean, you're not doing anything bad to Roman here, but if Dean is on his way out, you could inevitably set up Roman and Seth to feud, and I would not have a problem with it. And you'd be setting Drew up to be the next guy to go after that belt. So, give me that. I want to see that. I want to see some Drew. I want to see heel Roman and Drew getting a push. Disagree, Isaac?
No, you're right.
All right, so we're going to get to the main question. This is the biggest subject going in rumor talks right now. So we're just going to give our own take on this. I take this one because it is a big topic. So if you were the Good Brothers, let's say let's say you're Carl Anderson, and for the sake of arguing, Isaac Rion's your tag partner.
Okay.
If you were in their position, would you take the guaranteed money of WWE, and I know Isaac's going to probably, or would you take a risk and take the guarantee that you're going to have you know exactly where your ceiling's going to be? Or would you take a gamble, not sign your contract, and go to AEW? Take a risk. Put yourself out there as a tag team.
I'd go where I know I'm probably going to be useful, so to speak. You know what I mean? That's just me. I would go somewhere that I know people already. Like I've had work experience. I'd probably go to AEW. That's just me, because I've already done. It's one of those things where you've been mainstream for a while anyway. So you just kind of want to get out of the radar and go someplace where you're not as highlighted. So that's.
I'm gonna say this to that. I agree, and I'm gonna let Anthony talk about his. They've got a big chunk of change. They could go to AEW, test the waters. Once they do that, they burn their bridge with WWE. So they could, but that's the thing. They've got Ring of Honor and, not even Ring of Honor, but they've got New Japan they can fall back on. They still can make a decent chunk of money there, and they'll be welcome back over there with open arms. They have the stand. They can go back to the Bullet Club. And with the way New Japan's going right now, they could be in Ring of Honor and New Japan. They would be just fine.
Yeah.
Still making good money. And Carl Anderson could go back and spend a lot of his time with his hot Asian wife. Anthony.
Yes.
If you were the Good Brothers in their position right now, Would you take the guaranteed money and the light schedule that you get in WWE, still being featured prevalently in house shows and on main event? So, and not really worry about main roster because they have a pretty light schedule. They have it easy. They're making money and not having to do much. Or would you take a gamble and go to AEW?
Just being that they're as known as they are, I feel like, it just depends on the way you want to go about it. You get the light schedule, you're doing house shows, you're doing the little foolishness that you're doing for they on TV. And they're making good money, but at the same time, we're talking Carl Anderson and
Doc Gallows.
And Gallows here. So they're not. It's not like they're just some regular Joe Blow off the street that just started the business and they're sitting here trying to figure out how they're going to look. People are going to be like looking for guys like Anderson and Gallows to bring notoriety to their shows, and that will bring numbers to it. So I feel like when you're in that position, you could use that. So I would personally, I don't know if I would go to AEW because if you look at AEW's tag division now, you're probably going to be in a similar position because we have all these tag teams that are coming in. I was probably going to see like a Ring of Honor where their tag division is going to be a little bit depleted. You don't hear so much about the tag division as much when you look at ROH.
Well, not now because the Bucks and SCU left, and that was a big part. And Boys, and Villain Enterprises, and Lifeblood. That's about it. So yeah. And to add to that, I really do agree with Anthony. I mean, here's my stake too that I didn't throw. Doc Gallows, we know that he's great. He's good with Anderson, but we all know he's not a great wrestler. Like, he's not that good on his own. He's entertaining. They work great together, but he's definitely a tag team guy. But Anderson, Isaac especially, Anderson can also has the potential to be one of the best singles guys if pushed properly. New Japan.
G1 appearances. New Japan Cup appearances.
And in WWE, he's never going to shine as a singles guy, and God forbid they ever split him up. Gallows will sink. So, Carl Anderson is still fairly young, and he still has the potential to go out there and also be a singles guy. Gallows, be honest, tag teaming, he is where he belongs, but Anderson could also have a singles run, and that ain't going to happen in WWE. Let's get real. He's never going to be able to expand, and it'll just be a series of what might have been. So if they do take this leap, I feel like this would be good for Anderson to showcase himself individually and also both as a tag team. And that's mine. And on that note, we are done with questions. So since we got a little bit of time left, I want to go ahead and get to these final thoughts so we can get the hell up out of here because we are 1 minute down. So, Isaac, kick us off with your final thoughts of the evening.
Just tune into Impact on this Friday. We're going to give a preview. We'll give other previews into other shows coming up. Hopefully there'll be some more news released. I'll let you guys know.
All right, Anthony.
My final thoughts are, unfortunately, I would not be with you all on Tuesday and Wednesday, so I will be seeing you all hopefully Sunday night. So, stay smooth. I'll see you all next week.
And you will be missed, Anthony, because, it ain't heat check without you.
Yeah, I agree with that, Jamie. Jordan Grace, new Impact Knockouts champion, but we'll talk about that on Friday.
Yeah. I'm also going to say this. My final thoughts. We had some good questions this week. And I do want to let everybody know we had about 7 news stories we didn't cover, but we were kind of running late because I had a lot of questions to sift through. we had more news. If we'd had more time, I would have done it. But we're hitting just about the time where I think Anthony and Isaac are comfortable with. We're right at like an hour and 45. So next, normally I would have covered it. I would have also probably added a few more questions, but we were running 45 minutes late, so it is what it is. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. New Japan coverage. Isaac is the master of that. Nobody does it better than this man. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for our service on behalf of me, Anthony, Resolution, and our country and our fan base. Thank you, Isaac. Thank you for being here, and thank you for keeping us interested in everything that is Impact and New Japan and NXT. And Anthony, thank you for everything you've done the last year for Resolution, and I appreciate every minute of it. And on that note, we're going to go ahead, as Anthony said, and get the hell up out of here. But as far as I go and Isaac goes, we will SCU all Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Stay golden.
See ya.